maintain what I'm doing at home.
We got to pay your child support, and then you don't have to come before.
I mean,
It's very simple. I have thousands of simple law, Mr. Howard.
I know, and it's a law that I can invoke the have parental immunity as well.
There is no such thing as parental immunity in the matter.
A deadbeat dad actually thinks that there's such a thing as immunity from child support. This should be interesting. Good morning there, Roughnecks. How is everybody? Now, we have just recently discovered this judge, and, well, actually, Kimmy discovered this judge, but she just is not having the SovCit bullshit at all. It's fantastic, and I think you guys will really enjoy this. Anyway, enjoy, folks. And by the way, I want to thank all of our subscribers and our channel members. Thank you all for making this possible. It really means a lot to me. Please hit that thumbs up on your way out. Enjoy.
Katie Suzanne Howard versus Daryl Levon Howard Jr. File number 19-46860DM. Mr. Howard, I'd like you to sit at defense table, recommend, and whatever witness you might have. Mr. Howard, there is no contract by entering the courtroom. A basic understanding of the law would dictate that there's no contract. I haven't being seated. I know that you're Daryl Howard. I've had jurisdiction.
Right, and
I've had jurisdiction over you before because you had a case for a felony child support case as well as appearing before. So this is the date and time set for hearing in this matter. Mr. Brugman, Katie Howard is in my waiting room. Is she going to be a witness today?
No, it's a show cause for failure to pay.
All right, so just to catch everybody up, this is Lenawee County, which I believe is in Michigan. And it would appear that if you get so far behind in your court-ordered child support that it actually can become a felony from what she's saying. Well, Jeremiah, stay away from Michigan.
No, this is a bench trial.
Yeah, show cause bench trial for failure to pay.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I have the front of the court.
Okay. Any objection to Ms. Howard viewing?
No, I can certainly.
Are you calling Katie Howard as a witness?
yeah, I can.
Okay, so
Um,
hold on. Ms. Howard, I just wanted to let you know we're here. We're going to start the hearing. Now, if Mr. Howard's calling her as a witness, should I sequester her by putting her in the waiting?
No, it's fine. She can.
Mr. Howard, do you want me to sequester her? She is a party to this, but do you want me to put her in the waiting room until you call her?
yes.
Okay, so Ms. Howard, I'm going to pop you in the waiting room, all right?
Okay.
This is the
And if you're wondering why the judge is sequestering her by putting her in a room where she can't hear or see anything going on in the court until she testifies, that is to prevent her from overhearing something before she testifies that could affect the truthfulness of her testimony.
time for a show cause bench trial in this matter. Mr. Bregman, are you ready to proceed?
I am your.
Mr. Howard, are you ready to proceed, yes or no?
No, I had one thing I wanted to make sure. The original contract that she signed up for, I wasn't a part of. So is that for that?
There is no contract in the birth of a child in support of the child, so thank you.
That wasn't a contract that was signed, you bloody moron. It was the child's birth certificate. Good Lord.
Mr. Bregman, are you ready to proceed?
I am your.
All right, may I call your first witness?
Let's call Mr. Bosco. Mr. Bosco, please.
Mr. Vasquez, you want to step up here, please? Mr. Vasquez, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, have a seat, please. Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Jay Vasquez,
And you are employed by?
front of the court.
All right, very good. Mr. Bregman?
Mr. Bosco, could you say your position with the front of the court?
Enforcement officer.
In that capacity, do you have access to the defendant's files and records?
I do.
Is there an order to pay child support?
Yes, sir.
What does that order state?
Mr. Howard is ordered to pay $151 a month, and he is currently.
All right. Two things. One, my apologies about the volume. That's the best that I could get it crunk up to. And next, he seriously is at a point in not paying his court order child support that it's become a felony, and he only has to pay $151 a month. The only person that I have come across that actually has to pay less money than Tiflis does, and he can't even pay that. $151 a month for the care, feeding, clothing, medical care of your child, and you won't even pay that. You, sir, are a true piece of shit.
Behind the amount of $8,298
That's the arrearage as of what date?
today.
And when was the last time you received a payment?
He made a $1 payment on October 26th.
Of this year?
Correct.
And when was the last payment before that?
December of 2021.
And how much was that?
$14.38.
He made a payment of $14.48. Wow.
So since December of 2021, he's made a total of about $15 in payments.
Correct.
And how long has this order been in place?
The original order was entered October of 2019, and judgment of divorce order that support remains the same, and that was March of 2020.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Right, Mr. Howard, do you have any questions for Mr. Messi?
Yeah.
Here comes the good part. This should be interesting.
When was the last time you had conversations with Mr. Howard, the defendant? When was the last time you inquired about the ability to pay?
That's not the Parental Court's job.
Are you the caseworker for the defendant?
Yes, I am.
So when was the last time you and the defendant spoke to each other?
On this case, I'm not sure. I don't know if we ever have on this case.
Now, originally on this case, the defendant, when you had the order signed, is that the same day that he was taken into incarceration?
I have no knowledge of them.
So October, okay, so let's go to October 1st, 2019, is that correct?
The original order was entered October 28th of 2019.
Okay.
And you were served July of 2018. This order.
So on October the 1st, because he was incarcerated for 4 days, on that day, recollection shows that the defendant
Well,
and
Mr. Howard, can I first inquire, why were you incarcerated?
for a failure for the case was there for
The felony child support case?
was there taking care of
Okay, so
this.
he didn't deal with a felony case, so. I don't
Right,
know
but I'm
that-
speaking in, okay, well, in regards to this case, on that same day, 2 officers there, that was the time that this was supposedly signed to be a child support order.
I signed the child support,
Boom. Roasted.
not you.
Okay, well, during that time period, there seems to be a mistake in fact, okay, all right.
I have no follow-up questions for Mr. Bosco.
Have a seat. Any other witnesses?
I have no further witnesses, Your
All
Honor.
right, Mr. Howard, so do you wish to call any witnesses?
Mrs. Howard,
Okay,
stand up.
you can stand at the podium.
All right,
And then she's going to be up there, and I swear in. Ms. Howard, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Just a thought here, but this is the woman that he is supposed to be making these child support payments to, and he has refused to do it, to the point to where he's been hit with felony charges for refusing to support his own child. I don't think that, and he's in front of the judge that assigned the child support in the first place. I don't think that she's going to do him a whole lot of good. Just a thought.
Can you state your full name for the record, please?
Katie Suzanne Howard.
All right, very good. Mr. Howard?
Okay. At the time when you, at the time of conception, were you married?
Of what session of the?
Of the child?
So, Mr. Howard, the only issue we're really here on and we need to focus on is the child support and failure to pay.
Correct, but if the child was born out of wedlock, then we have to figure out a different scenario because all
No.
that's not.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
Yeah. Hey, dumbass. Whether you are married to the mother or not is completely irrelevant. If you sire a child, if you will, you are responsible for that child for minimum the next 18 years. Swing and a miss, strike two.
Doesn't make a difference if she was married to you, married to somebody else, or not married at all.
All right. Let's see here. Okay, so okay. Underneath Michigan Common Law 700.7901, there's remedies for breach. Violation of the trustee owes the trustee to the beneficiary, which is Mr. Howard, is not of the breach to compel the trustee to perform trustee duties and joining the trustees committed the breach of the trust. Order the trustee to account, appoint a special fiduciary to take possession of the trust property and administer the trust. So with that being said, with my living trust, because this estate.
So you have an estate, a living trust where you're receiving income from?
No, this estate that we are administering right now, Mr.
An
Howard.
estate is a guardian, or is involved in probate court. So does that mean you have an inheritance in an estate?
Okay, well, this is the problem. The person that Mr. Howard that you are referring to is different from the one in the living trust. Living trust, you obviously you have beneficiaries that are inside of the living trust. So there's a problem.
Can you define trust for me, Mr. Howard?
Okay.
A trust.
No, Your Honor, he can't define trust for you because he has to wait until he has another $399 to pay his guru in order to get that information. He's having a bad month.
Trust is an inheritance?
Yes.
Or money that's set aside for people to inherit or be given. So do you have that money?
My beneficiaries are in the trust. I don't have inside of my living trust. My beneficiaries, that's the problem inside of this court.
Okay,
My children are in
apply to
here.
this.
My children are inside my living trust.
It doesn't apply to this.
As dumb as this guy is, ma'am, I have to ask you, the night that the child was conceived, was alcohol involved by any chance?
Still, I mean, you can.
It's simply the law, Mr. Howard.
I know, and it's a law that I can invoke the DPP of have parental immunity as well. I can invoke the DPP of have parental immunity as well.
Listen to that one more time. He actually says he's invoking parental immunity. Wow, the crack pipe is strong with this one.
I can invoke the DPP of have parental immunity as well.
There's no such thing as parental immunity.
U.S. Department of Civil Rights.
Swing and a miss again, numbnuts. The Civil Rights Act of 54-55 have absolutely nothing to do with you supporting the child that you fathered.
2016 Dear Colleague letter explains things a little bit different.
I'm sorry, what letter?
2016 Dear Colleague letter.
Your colleague letter?
Yeah, 8 pages.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions for Ms. Howard?
Was there ever an agreement to not have child support?
No, there was not.
You're under oath.
She's answered your question, so. Do you have any other questions for Ms. Howard?
No.
Mr. Bregman, do you have any questions for Ms. Howard?
I have no questions from Ms. Howard.
Hell, there's no reason for the prosecution to question her. The damn defense just made the prosecution's case for him.
So
All right, Ms. Howard, you can go ahead and mute yourself. And, all right. So, Mr. Howard, is there, we have closing arguments you can make, or you can make a statement and allow Mr. Bruggeman to cross-examine you. So, which would you like to do? Do you wish to testify?
I got 50 minutes, right?
Do you wish to testify?
Myself. No, but I.
Okay, so do you wish to make a closing statement? Then?
Sorry.
So you don't wish to testify today? No? Okay. Mr. Bregman, do you have a closing statement?
We're gonna rely on that testimony, Mr. Prosecutors.
All right. Mr. Howard, do you have a closing statement?
A personal identification identification that I want to be redacted. I have a long form fiduciary form that I wanted to be done. And I also have a sworn supervised administration of a trust that I want to get taken care of, but
Not gonna happen. No, not gonna happen. Not.
As many times as you have been in front of this judge, as many times as this judge has sent you to jail for your failure to be a good man, a decent human being, or a father of any kind whatsoever, you would think by now that you would stop trying your SovCit bullshit because your freaking guru that you would rather give money to rather than feed and clothe your own child taught you a new made-up phrase. You, sir, are a jackass.
as far as the ability to pay, I haven't had in the last 3.5 years. I've had a possible charge. I have denials right here from different companies that wouldn't do it because of the background charge. I had a possible felony at the time. So for almost 4 years now, I've been denied. And in the last month, 2 months, I just got a job there with the Great Lakes Security. So I worked a couple times with them, and they have child support to take the money out of the check that just happened when I worked. I believe it was the last month when I had one last time there. But they're trying to get me in rotation in the schedule there. So I'm trying to get my after being taken the charge of, now I'm able to, without nothing pending, I can probably do more.
McDonald's always needs someone to clean bathrooms.
But up to that point, though, it's just impossible to pay. And the impossibility to pay, I invoke that in Michigan is legal.
What's the basis of the impossibility to pay?
I've had background checks where I couldn't pass for almost 4 years.
Well, in that case, here's a tip.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
Sorry, buddy, but if I've been to prison twice and can secure gainful employment, why is it you can't again?
Anything else, Mr. Farmer?
I would just state that Mr. Howard could go down to the front of the court and ask for a referee hearing to have those child support amounts adjusted based on his job or lack of job or not being able to get a job. And until he does that, it's impossible for Mr. Brasquez to do anything but process the order that's in place. So Mr. Howard could go down to the front of the court and go through the procedure. But until that happens, we are dealing with an order that is in place and enforcing the order that's in place.
I I have children I look after every day. Like
Say that again?
outside of this coming to court, because I come here probably twice a month for the last 3 years. And like, I'm really trying to be outside of it so I can maintain what I'm doing at home.
We gotta pay your child support, and then you don't have to come to court.
Really does not get any more simple than that. Obey the court, feed and clothe your child, and you won't have to go to court. I mean, it's not really that complicated. It's not rocket surgery here.
It's very simple. I have thousands of people that pay their child support and don't come to my court. All right, so it's finding of the court that Mr. Howard is guilty of failure to pay child support. He has an arrearage in excess of, as of today's date, $8,148.31. He has a de minimis charge of $151.
And you heard that correctly. He is only charged. He is only responsible for $151 and change a month. But he now owes better than $8,000 in back child support that he hasn't paid out of $151 a month. Good God, man. That's ridiculous. Even Tiffy's back child support ain't that much.
I don't find the fact that he had a felony charge as a good enough reason that he can't pay child support, because I have tons of felons on probation who hold full-time jobs. I'm sorry, Mr. Howard, a lot of the information you provided does not apply to the civil court system. You're using language from the probate court that do not apply. So I do find that you're guilty of failure to pay child support. Sent to the court was served 14 days in the Lenawee County Jail. You can be released upon the payment of $2,000.
Michigan does not play when it comes to parental responsibilities. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I know it's kind of a boring one, but I just absolutely love how this judge deals with the SovCit bullshit. It's fantastic. And if you will keep watching along, there is a little surprise at the very, very end here. Anyway, guys, it's Wrangler. I'm out of here. I love y'all. Have a good one.
I'm just putting my stuff up.
Yeah, that's fine.
I ain't doing nothing.
No,
special.
you're fine.
Got everything?
You are under arrest.